Hunters, and welcome back to my walkthrough of Monster Hunter World. I got a lot of side quests done since the last episode, and I recorded the important parts. First, I took on that Gajalaka quest that has you take out 10 of them, which gives a new canteen ingredient. Next, I've been knocking out optional quests, but this one right here is a very important one, a Tingling Taste. You do this quest and it will start a quest chain. After you do this quest, go to the research base and talk to the people there. They will continuously give you quests to do. Each one rewards you with a different drink ingredient for the canteen. If they suddenly stop, then that means the ones that you still need to do require you to be a higher rank and will appear later. Next, I went on some expeditions to sight and hunt several monsters, like this Azure Rathalos. Once you hunt a high rank Rathalos and an Azure Rathalos, the girl at the armory will give you a quest called the Red and Blue Crew. Completing this quest will give you the Challenger Mantle. In addition to that, since I've been completing optional quests, people back in Astera have been requesting item deliveries, which have rewarded me with stronger fertilizers. But the importance of this episode is to show you how to complete the last few quests that the Endemic Life Researcher and the Piscine Researcher give you.
Hey, been waiting for you.
The Endemic Life Researcher wants a bomb beetle. You can find them in a few places around the Elder's Recess. Just keep your eye open for them. They'll be rolling a hot, glowing ball, kind of like a dung beetle. The Piscine Researcher wants a platinum fish, which requires a bait bug to catch. Remember that fishing spot I showed you in the last episode? That's where you find it. The last quest that the Endemic Life Researcher gives you is to catch a Downy Crake, which is a little fluffy bird that rides on the backs of herbivores but is easily startled.
Oh, wowee!
Meanwhile, the Piscine Researcher is in the Rotten Vale and he wants you to catch a Petricanths. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. It looks like a large black fish with glowing blue spots and can be found in only one place, which is that pool that you found the golden fish in one of his earlier quests. The Petricanthus is a rare spawn, and so is the Downy Crake. Here's the common strategy on how to catch them. The Downy Crake spawns on the backs of Aptonoth and Apsaros. I'd constantly switch between the Ancient Forest and the Rotten Vale. When arriving at the Ancient Forest, I run to where the Aptonoth are and immediately put on my ghillie mantle before stepping out into the open. Since the Downy Crake will get startled if you get too close, the ghillie mantle will help you catch it. I would check each Aptonoth before switching back to the Rotten Vale. When in the Rotten Vale, I immediately go to where the Golden Fish Pond is. How they survive in that acid, I don't know, but either way. Before I crawl under the gap to get into that small cave, I immediately put on my ghillie mantle as well, not because of the Petricanthus, but because there's a moss swine in that cave, and on rare occasions, the bristly crake will spawn on its back. It will get startled just like the Downy Crake, so the ghillie mantle will make sure that doesn't happen. So, if you want one of those for completion's sake, you're a collector of pets, just put on the ghillie mantle and see if it spawns. Coincidentally, I actually caught 2 bristly crakes before a Petricanthus showed up, so you'll likely hear it before you see it in that dark cave, though. So, aim carefully and then go ahead and catch it. I ended up getting the Petricanthus before the Downy Crake. You need a bait bug to catch it, though. If you don't have one with you, there's some in the cave. Once you have your bait bug, cast your rod as close to the Petricanthus as you can, and that's to avoid catching a golden fish. Once the Petricanthus bites the lure, some icons will show up on the screen telling you to move the left stick in a certain direction or to press a button. Do this correctly and you'll catch the fish. As for the Downy Crake, you'll likely hear them before you see them. They seem to like to hang out on this particular Aptonoth, at least in my experience. It may take a few seconds for them to spawn in and perch themselves onto an Aptonoth, so check each Aptonoth twice for good measure. With your ghillie mantle on, you can walk right up to them and catch them. If you end up catching the Petricanthus before the Downy Crake, what you can do is you can switch between the Ancient Forest and the Wildspire Waste, and then check the herbivores in each place for, double the chances. It's very important that you go find the endemic life researcher and the Piscine researcher one more time and talk to them after doing these requests. They'll each give you one golden Wyverian ticket, which are very valuable. In addition to that, all of these requests combined will get you 4 new ingredients. I suppose I should mention that you don't need to do those 2 final requests the way I did. You can just go do quests like you normally do and check for these pets as you go about your hunting. But for the sake of the walkthrough, I obviously had to get footage of it, so that's why I did it this way. But having said that, I think that's a wrap for this episode. It's a short episode, I know, but it didn't feel short when I was recording it. It took me over an hour to find both of those rare pets. Anyway, in the next episode, I will be taking on some bosses that I haven't hunted yet on camera. Between now and then, I'll be grinding to get some new gear, so until then, happy hunting!